Could anyone have foreseen that a single, emotional moment at Incheon International Airport would shake the entire BTS fandom, bring ARMY to tears worldwide, and even push Taehyung, who is famously guarded about personal matters, to seemingly break his silence with words no one expected? What exactly unfolded in that terminal between Jimin and JungkooK that carried so much emotional weight? And why has Taehyung's supposed revelation left millions of fans reeling? This was not just another celebrity airport sighting. It was not the usual return of idols from overseas schedules. What happened at Incheon was powerful enough to become a turning point in the BTS narrative, igniting debates, fueling endless speculation, and raising deeply emotional questions that no ARMY could ignore. The embrace between Jimin and JungkooK, captured live before thousands, was already dramatic enough to set fans crying, trembling, and chanting. But when reports began circulating that Taehyung later spoke about the moment and attached deeper meaning to it, the incident transformed from a touching reunion into something far more explosive, something that could reshape the way fans understand the bond within BTS. So what truly happened that day? And why did Taehyung, who so often remains quiet, supposedly choose this exact moment to unveil details that could change everything? The scene at Incheon was cinematic in every sense. JungkooK, visibly exhausted yet still carrying his familiar quiet confidence, stepped through the terminal doors. The crowd erupted instantly, screams, chants, and the rapid-fire clicking of cameras filling the air. Yet in that storm of sound, one figure stood out, Park Jimin. Unlike the screaming fans, Jimin's eyes carried no excitement. They shimmered with something else, pain, relief, and emotions too raw to be hidden. Within seconds, the two locked eyes, and before anyone could process it, Jimin rushed forward, wrapped his arms around JungkooK, and pulled him close. The airport, usually a chaotic, noisy place, suddenly felt like it had fallen silent. ARMY watching the live stream gasped. Fans on the scene wept openly. Social media instantly lit up. Jimin is crying, one fan screamed into her phone. JungkooK looks shaken, another shouted. The embrace was overwhelming in its intimacy. But what most people didn't realize, until Taehyung's alleged statement began circulating, was that something deeper may have been hidden within that hug. Why did Taehyung, watching from a distance, wipe away his own tears? And why did he later confess that the truth behind the scene was more heartbreaking than fans could imagine? In supposed comments attributed to him, Taehyung said, "It wasn't just a reunion. It was a release of something we've all been carrying for too long." That one line set the fandom spiraling. What were they carrying? Was it the pressure of military service, the shadow of health struggles, or something more personal between Jimin and JungkooK that fans had never seen before? According to eyewitnesses near the barricades, Jimin's hands trembled as he held JungkooK, whispering words that some claimed sounded like, "I'm so sorry. I missed you." JungkooK, usually so stoic, didn't pull away. Instead, he buried his face in Jimin's shoulder and clung to him, his tears visible. And then there was Taehyung, captured on camera, discreetly wiping his own eyes. At first, fans thought it was empathy. But days later, the alleged statement suggested it was more, a deeply personal trigger that tied back to months of silence, struggles, and unspoken fears. That is where the story took its most shocking turn. Taehyung supposedly claimed that what fans witnessed at Incheon was not a simple hug, but a breaking point. "People think it was just Jimin showing affection," he reportedly said. But the truth is that hug carried everything we couldn't say in public. It was a confession, a cry for help, and a promise all at once. Those words detonated across social media. Fans dissected every syllable. Was this a confession about the burden Jimin and JungkooK had carried since BTS paused group activities for enlistment? Was it a cry for help tied to the physical and emotional strain both idols have endured? Or was it a promise that no matter what lies ahead, their brotherhood remains unbreakable? Taehyung allegedly admitted that he had hesitated to speak for fear of how the truth would be received, but he eventually decided silence was no longer an option. He suggested that the world had seen not just a reunion, but a symptom of much larger struggles the group had been facing behind the scenes. But what exactly is that struggle? Theories spread fast. Some believed Jimin's tears stemmed from guilt for being away, or guilt for not being able to protect JungkooK at crucial moments. Others speculated JungKook's silence during the hug reflected months of bottled-up pain and loneliness. And as for Taehyung's tears, were they empathy, or were they the cracks of his own unspoken battles? As speculation grew louder, HYBE remained completely silent. The company issued no statements beyond vague acknowledgments that the airport scene was an emotional reunion. They avoided addressing the layers of meaning Taehyung's alleged words had suggested. That silence only fueled more theories. Was the company hiding something? Or were the revelations themselves nothing more than fan-invented narratives that spun out of control? Here lies the critical truth: no official confirmation exists. None of the comments attributed to Taehyung have been verified by BTS, HYBE, or credible sources. The idea that he described the hug as a confession, cry for help, and promise comes entirely from speculation and amplification within fan communities. What started as a heartfelt hug between two brothers was quickly magnified by social media, turned into headlines, and dramatized into something larger than life. In reality, the embrace was what it appeared to be: a deeply emotional reunion between two people who have endured years of pressure, distance, and sacrifice together. Their tears were real. Their bond was undeniable. But the hidden truths attached to that moment were constructed by imagination, not fact. This highlights the danger of sensationalism. In today's world, where every photo spreads in seconds and every video goes viral in minutes, the line between reality and fabrication blurs almost instantly. ARMY, as one of the most passionate fandoms on Earth, often finds itself caught between genuine love for BTS and the noise of rumors. Stories like these tug at heartstrings, spark debates, and drive engagement, but they do so at the cost of truth. It's worth remembering, Jimin, JungkooK, Taehyung, and all the BTS members are not just idols. They are human beings, friends, brothers, and individuals who deserve privacy. To inflate their hug into a global scandal does not honor them, it only adds to the weight they already carry. Emotional moments should be allowed to remain what they are: moments of connection. Acknowledging the falsehood in the reports does not diminish the sincerity of ARMY's emotions when witnessing that hug. The tears and love fans felt were genuine. What must be separated is fact from imagination. The truth is simple: Jimin and JungKook shared a heartfelt reunion. Taehyung did not release a shocking revelation. The rest was a narrative born of speculation and the fandom's longing for deeper meaning. And so, the lesson is clear. Emotional narratives must be approached with caution. As fans, readers, and media consumers,